What's up, guys? This is Dr. Alchemist, M.F.A, the Needle Scholar, on my first week of school. Yes, I am back in school for the fall semester, and I gotta get a video in, okay? So we're gonna just do the chapter. We gotta do it. We gotta do it and get it, okay? All right, let's go. This is another One Piece chapter reviews. We're almost our way to 500 subscribers. If you do hear someone yelling, that is my neighbors. I've been screaming out the window, telling them to get a divorce, but she is cussing her husband out that she does every morning. Yeah. She does it every single morning, cussing her husband out. So that's not my business. I'm sorry, but let's just get to the chapter. It's a really good chapter, okay? It's a good chapter. And it's Zoro and it's Mihawk, and they are fighting, and we finally met the greatest swordsman in One Piece. And you know what? Zoro's not going to make it out of this, but he will impress Mihawk. And soon, one day, we still haven't made it in the current chapters, because look, that's great. So now, that's why you should like, comment, subscribe, and buy your volumes. Because, hey, you're not missing nothing. Zoro still hasn't become the greatest swordsman, so what's stopping you from reading this manga? Let's go. This is chapter 51. Zoro Overboard. Of course, Buggy. Yeah, we're going to talk to you, Buggy. Let's get to it. Buggy's crew after the battle, part 12. I mean, Oda. Come on. Drag it. Just drag it, right? Love it. So, part 12, a woman of mystery. So we have a character that looks like Alvida, but she's skinny, but she looks like Alvida, that saved Chibi Buggy from the giant crab that was trying to eat him. Yeah. And she's like in a smaller boat, like a little solo sailboat. Or no, she's actually in the ship. No, she's on the ship. She's on the dock of the ship. Okay, and she saved Chibi Buggy, and Chibi Buggy is like, huh? She's hot, but huh? You saved me. So it's a double entendre. I look forward. There's some other things I can point out, some design details. Okay, so she did shoot him with a flintlock. Is that what it's called? A flintlock type gun? He's missing 2 teeth now because she shot him in the teeth. And 1 shot dead in the forehead. So Alvida is pretty strong. We're just going to call her Alvida. I already know it's Alvida. But skinnier Alvida. We'll understand why she's skinnier now. That was a spoiler. Okay. I want to point out on her sailboat, she does have hearts on the sail. I never noticed that. I didn't really notice that at the beginning of the One Piece when we met Alvida, when Kobe was on the ship. But I look forward to seeing more from her. Do I really? Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind Alvida. She's cool. She's not my favorite, but she'll do. At least she's hot. All right, let's get to the chapter. So we have Mihawk and Zoro Standoff. Okay? And they're standing off, looking at each other. They're actually about to fight. Duh. But the location, they're on Don Krieg's ship. On one of the pieces. Because remember, Mihawk came and sliced Don Krieg's ship into multiple pieces. I think it was 3, as I can count. But, it's just so tattered. But they're standing on top of one of the pieces of Don Krieg's ship. Everyone's watching from the broad TA. And everybody's just looking like, oh my God, Mihawk is there. Of course, Don Krieg is there with his crew. And whoever is left over on the sinking ship is watching. So this is the pay-per-view main event. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Okay? We meet at last. Actually, sooner than I thought, Zoro says. How futile. That's Mihawk's voice. How futile. And I mean, the drip is crazy. So he has this huge sword that's a cross. Look, we have Mihawk over here. That's Mihawk. Dracule Mihawk. So he has a big cross sword, and it's a black blade. We have never seen a black blade yet. Oh, shit. We still don't even know how to make them, even in current day. So, but It's a really, really strong black blade, and it's a cross. It looks dope. Like I say, he has a Three Musketeers hat. I really love his drip with this trench coat. And I want to point out this design detail. The lining matches his sleeves. That's so dope. Let's continue. The greatest swordsman in the world, and Zoro the pirate hunter. No one alive can beat our brother, Johnny and Yasaku says, okay? So people are chiming in, saying that, ooh, this is about to be a good fight. And then you have Don Krieg just stressed out, right? Holding to a piece of the ship. Look what that dandy did to my ship. So he is pissed off, okay? But you're out of your league, and he knows because this ain't the first time he destroyed. Last time he destroyed 49 of your ships. And 50 being the Armada. Like, not the Armada, 50 being the flagship ship. Flagship ship, right? And now, the flagship is destroyed. So, I would stay kind of clear. Actually, I would change my tone. You need to reevaluate yourself, Don Krieg. What's that for? So, Mihawk, we're thinking he's going to draw his black blade. No. His cross black blade. He had a necklace the whole entire time like this, but he had the cross at the end. I mean, maybe the size of my fist. And he pulls something, like he pulls, I don't want to call it a container, the sheath. There is a sheath on this cross. Yes, this baby cross. And it's a little dagger. It is small as my fist. So the cross necklace is also a dagger, which I think is very useful. Because, of course, okay, let's say, God forbid, you do get separated from your sword, or if someone captures you, they're going to take your sword away. But as a swordsman, if you keep a pocket knife with you somewhere that's disguised as a necklace, especially a cross, nobody's taking that. So you always can get free. Points for you, Mihawk. So Mihawk says, I'm not the kind of fool who hunts rabbits with a cannon. Damn. You may have a reputation, but you're still just a bunny. So then Mihawk really breaks down the world of One Piece. And this is the first time, I think this is the first time we've seen really a map of the whole One Piece. So have we seen it? Not as this detail, but I'm going to talk about it. So it's the whole, of course, a world, but it's broken into 4 blues: north, south, east, west. And we did kind of talk about that in the last, I think, Viva card, where we was going off of, we're going over Shanks' crew. How Shanks' crew was born in different blues. Each blue had a different Shanks pirate was born from, right? So, but he really broke it down. So we see the 4 blues, and we see a red line that goes all around, right? The red line and the grand line divide the seas into 4 quarters. Okay? So the grand line goes one way and the red line goes another way. On top of the red line, I think that's where the celestial dragons live, or like the government. And then on the other side, the grand line is like the hard part, or the most dangerous part of the seas. Of the 4, the East Blue is the tamest. So wow. The East Blue is the tamest? We're just getting started in this? I mean, we know, but like, Mihawk is like, bruh, if you're just in the East Blue, you're really not a match. You might be hype here in your hood, but you ain't got nothing on us, okay? Talk to me when you hop in the Grand Line, okay? You see these fools over here last 7 days. What you think is going to happen to you? Sorry, but this is the smallest knife I've got. Ha! So Mihawk is just apologizing, like, hey, bro, like, look, look, hey, I'm trying to be nice. Zoro's pissed. Better take it easy with the bravado. You'll feel stupid when I kill you. And he starts charging quickly at Mihawk. You're a little frog croaking in your puddle. Time you learn how big the world is. Okay, Mihawk. Mihawk is like, look, right now it doesn't sound like Mihawk is going to kill him. It's going to show him. We already know there's a power dynamic. That's not a spoiler. Okay, clearly. And Zoro goes for Oni Giri, which is one of his strongest attacks, where he goes like this with the sword in his mouth, and slice. Okay, one of his strongest attacks that he's ever used. And Mihawk blocks it right in the middle with his cross dagger. And Zoro's like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, they're going back and forth. And Luffy's like, Zoro. And Yasuke, Johnny are like, oh my God. He stopped brother Zoro's Onigiri Demon Cut. But that move never fails. We just said, big fish, small bond, you're not in the other blues. East Blue is the tamest. Wow, we're really seeing the display of power. So Zoro's having a mental breakdown deep down inside. So he's monologuing. It won't budge. Nobody's ever countered my Onigiri before, but he did it with that toy. Incredible. This can't be happening. We can't be this unequal. And he's sweating bullets. And Mihawk is just looking at him. Straight at him. Straight dead at him, okay? He then goes for another melee of swings. Shoot. And he just starts attacking. Am I really such a little frog? Because remember, Mihawk did call him. He says, you're a little frog croaking in your puddle. Wow. I mean, Zoro is going to town, and Mihawk is blocking all of his blades. And Mihawk just swats him away. Didn't use his blade this time. Probably with his forearm. Just swats him away. He goes flying. The gulf between us can't be this great. Oh my God. So at least Mihawk is teaching him a lesson. Like, hey kid, you're out of your league. You have a lot of spunk. You have a lot of potential. But like, you're not there. You're not even close. You're not even 10% of my strength. And Johnny Yasaku is like, oh my God. Brother Zoro, don't let him beat him. Brother Zoro, don't let him beat you. Brother. And so they're rooting him on. Because Yasaku and Johnny look up to Zoro. And so Zoro goes in for another melee attack. And this is when we start seeing the difference in technique. Mihawk says, such heavy-handed sword play. So he's apparently not doing something right with his technique. We don't know what it is, but I guess when you're using a sword, you should be like one with the sword, one with the force, or it shouldn't be forcing it. It should come really natural. We get more information from the Peanut Brigade. He's fending off Roronoa's Zoro 3-sword attack with that toothpick. And I mean, it's no contest. No contest. Zoro continues to be countered by the toy. I didn't come all this way to lose. I came to win. You're lucky. You're a boy, Zoro. I want to be the greatest swordsman too. So he has this flashback back to Kuina. Kuina and Kuina died because she felt like she couldn't be the greatest swordswoman or the greatest swordsman ever. But if Kuina just stayed alive, she would have realized in the world of hockey, double fruits. And hockey, she would have been fine with observation. If she trained her observation, if she trained her ornament, if she developed Conqueror's hockey, if she got a double fruit, her being a female would have nothing to do with it. We have strong females now, like Boa Hancock, if you're caught up, and also Big Mom, which is one of the top 4 Yonkos. So I hate that she gave up, man. And if you're ever ostracized from anything or ever the minority, just work. You already know you have to work 10 times as hard. Okay? But you also have to convince yourself, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to achieve it. You have to believe in yourself. So Zoro continues to monologue. Someday one of us will be the greatest swordsman ever. And this is in his head. We'll fight each other for the title. It's a promise. So that promise, that vow to Kuina, between Zoro and Kuina, is so strong that he is giving it everything he's got, even when he's outmatched, clearly. And Zoro's like, I must defeat this man. And he's just kind of going berserk right now. He's just swinging his swords. No technique, no goal, no strategy. And that's why we just answered the question why I feel so heavy. More flashbacks. I'll have to keep the promise for both of us. I'm going to become such a great master swordsman that my name will be known even in heaven. Ah, it's Pirate Hunter Zoro. You made those cutthroats scream with terror. Johnny Yasaku flashback. We're Yasaku and Johnny, bounty hunters. We're impressed by your skill. Let's partner up. So all these flashbacks and promises he made, mainly Kuina, but also he reflected on him when he met Johnny and Yasaku, right? Because Zoro defeated some people and Johnny Yasaku was like, oh shit. Mihawk then looks at him. What drives you? Why do you fight so hard when you cannot win? You're a weakling. And Zoro is like, oh my God. So cut to Johnny and Yasaku. Luffy has to hold them back because they're ready to go fight. They're like, this is disrespectful. Our brother's not a weakling, Bizarre Eye. I'll teach you a lesson that man is. Stay out of it, Yasaku and Johnny. Control yourselves. And Luffy's ready to jump in too, but he's like, no, this is his fight because this is his dream. And Luffy understands what it means for someone to achieve their dream. And you cannot step in front of him. You have to let him. You have to let him and just support him. If you step in, it's gonna mess it all up. If Luffy would go in there and try to help him, of course Luffy's gonna get his ass killed because his sword's rubber. Like, he's not strong enough now. But then that would be disrespectful because the Straw Hat Pirates are there to support Luffy to become king of the pirates, but they're not going to do it for him. He has to fight all the strongest captains, all the strongest pirates to be the king, to be the best. Same with Sanji being the best cook. He has to defeat people in their categories, just like we're running track. Okay, Usain Bolt can't go run the 200 meters. No, that's their event. Bolt doesn't run the 1-2. Sorry, the 4. Or the hurdles. He got to trust his other teammates. Or Tyson Gay, David Oliver, Dawn Harper. I ran track and field, so I love track. You know what I mean? Hollis Conway, high jump. All of them. You had to pull your weight for the home team, for America, for Jamaica. You can't do it for everybody. Everybody has to prove their weight. And when everybody achieves their goal, it feels even better that we did it together. And they thrash Zoro away again, okay? Zoro gets up. Mihawk is taking it easy on him. He sees the gumption, and he hasn't even drew blood on Zoro. He could have been killed him. Zoro releases another attack. We've seen it. It's called Tiger Hunt, where he goes like this and slices, right? Cuts to Luffy. Flashback. In his head, all these flashbacks are happening at Zoro. That's why he's giving it everything he had. We've never seen Zoro fight this hard. Never. The world's greatest swordsman. Every time we fought him, he had a handicap. I just want to point that out. Oda had the handicap him the whole entire time. The world, also kind of Luffy. The world's greatest swordsman, the king of the pirates, needs him. He has to join my crew. Tiger Hunt. Greatest in the world. Boom. Mihawk stabs him right there. I don't think it's his heart, thank God. But right here. Is that the solar plex? My anatomy people, right there. Everybody's like, no! Luffy, Usopp, Yasaku, Johnny. They're like, no, Zoro, no, Zoro. Zoro starts coughing out blood. But he won't back up. He stays there. He looks at Mihawk. And he stays there and holds his ground. Like this. You want your guts cut out? Mihawk asks. Why don't you retreat? Zoro says, I can't. If I retreat even one step, my vow, my ambition, everything I care about will be shattered. and all my dreams will be lost forever. Sidebar. Nobody went after Nami right now, so Nami's sailing away while this is happening. So Nami's getting away with the ship. How are they going? I totally forgot too. How are they going to get to Nami if they don't know where she's at? Because they'll talk about this chapter. I just want to point that out. Nami's still sailing away. And Usopp, Johnny, and Yasuke are watching, and they should be going after Nami. Just wanted to bring that up. That's still in the back of my head. Mihawk says, yes, that's defeat. That's defeat you're feeling. You've never felt that. And you're feeling it. You felt it with Kuina, but you've worked so hard. And you've been defeated. So I was like, huh. So I can't retreat. Even if it means death. I prefer death to defeat. Mihawk monologues inside with strength of spirit. He'd rather die than give up. Boy, speak your name. I think this is a new attack we haven't seen. We haven't seen it. He goes like this. And rotates. Starts rotating his swords. Okay? Still, of course, always in his mouth. 3-sword style. And he says, Roronoa Zoro. Mihawk says, I'll remember it. It's been a while since I've met one so brave. Pulls out his sword and says, I will honor the swordsman's code and send you to your death with this black blade, the finest in the world. He's drawn it, the sword that split the ship. And so Don Krieg crew, we get a quick shot. Don Krieg's crew are like having PTSD because they're like, that's the one that slices 3 times, okay? Well, that took out the whole armada and just sliced our ship in 3. So now Zoro starts activating his new technique. This is my last chance. It's win or die. Greatest in the world or death. So he starts to activate his technique. Mihawk rushes in and says, die. So he's about to slice him for real. Luffy's like, no. Yasaku, Johnny, Usopp, Arrow's like, brother, please, give up, give up, give up. He activates his new technique. We have never seen this before. 3-sword style, secret move. And it's just, he starts creating a whirlwind. And Mihawk's like, huh? It catches Mihawk off guard. And 3,000 worlds. And he goes for the attack. It breaks both of his blades, not the Wado, because we do later find out the Wado is a different grade. These are just some no-name blades, but the Wado has a name, so it's a stronger blade, okay? Just like Mihawk's Yoru blade is a different type of blade. Name blades are usually a little stronger, okay? And then you add Haki and da-da and so forth. So he sliced. He did not get a hit on Yoru, but he made it through this time. And he's not literally sliced all apart because I think Mihawk was trying to kill him. But he did slice his stomach. He did get a shot. Zoro did get hit. But it could have been worse. I think he kind of a little deflect that, like, ka-ching! Maybe a little parry happened. But it did kind of go through. Whatever he did, it was enough to not get killed. I've lost. It's over. I've never foresaw this. That's the strongest in the world. Mihawk is going for the final swipe. Zoro closes his sword, the Wado, the one he got that had was given to him by Kuina's dad, his master. He stands up and look at Mihawk like this. What are you? Mihawk says. Wounds on the back are a swordsman's shame, and smiles. Magnificent. Mihawk says, and slices him. And Luffy screams, Zoro! End of chapter. Is Zoro gonna die, yo? Or how long is he gonna be out of commission? Why is Mihawk trolling everybody? Now, since Zoro's out of commission, Luffy still has to fight. And this is crazy. And Nami's still going with the ship. So I don't know, guys. We have a couple more chapters until we're almost done with the volume, but it's not looking good for the Straw Hat Pirates. But thanks so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to get this out. Even though school started, we're still going to at least try to get 1 video a day, 2 if we're feeling good. Thank you so much. We're on that quest to 500 subscribers. And then we'll be able to monetize. And hopefully YouTube pushes this channel more. I will see y'all later in another One Piece chapter review. This is Dr. Alchemist M.F.A, the Neo Scholar, and Dr. Dictionary, PhD. I'm about to go grab a bite to eat and head to class. See you later.